The Knights Templar, warrior monks and protectors of the faith. These legendary figures balance intense physical training with a devoted spiritual life, dedicating themselves to both military skill and moral discipline. This is Warriors Reborn, where I break down the training, mindset and nutrition of warrior creeds throughout history and see how their philosophies and ways of life can be applied to our own regimes.
When a man stands alone, he is vulnerable to a physical or spiritual attack.
The Templars, known for the Crusades throughout history, their strict code of honor, and more importantly, the fact that they were absolute tanks on the battlefield, were more than just fighters. They merged what was combat readiness with absolute spiritual devotion. Founded in the early 12th century, the Knights Templars were created as a way to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Over time, their protection of Christian pilgrims from the Saracen hordes turned more into a military devotion in protecting the Holy Land itself, Jerusalem, and became one of the largest knightly orders known to Christendom. Respected for their bravery and known for their skill, the Templars were more than just warriors. First and foremost, they were monks, bound by faith, duty and discipline. Their mission was sacred, and so their training for battle had to be just as important. So the first question I ask, how did they train? Though monastic, the Templars were highly trained warriors, skilled in many various forms of combat, such as swords, lances and shields. And in all times, they would train in very heavy plate armor in order to develop the physical endurance and stamina needed to survive long hours in combat. So their daily training had to simulate their battlefield conditions, focusing on combat drills, defensive maneuvers, and close quarters combat, often practicing with real swords and shields in order to mimic combat experience. In your own personal methods, you can translate this to lifting heavy, meaning working the arms, shoulders and core in order to keep a balanced foothold while you're carrying your sword and shield against the enemy. Along with being able to lift their heavy swords, shields and armor, the Templars needed the stamina and endurance in order to defend and survive in hostile enemy territory. They would build this conditioning by running and climbing, even doing full marches, all with full heavy armor. Adding a weighted vest to hill sprints or even the Stairmaster will do you justice in the endurance and stamina department. But more than that, will get your mentality ready for the hard and arduous journey that would be climbing to the top of the hill. Now, alongside physical strength, Templars also emphasized discipline and precision, knowing when to strike and when not to, how fast you'd want to strike, the distance between it, all of the timing algorithms that have to go through your head while you're striking make a real difference in battle. And so often they would spar together, even simulating real combat scenarios. These controlled sparring sessions would perfect their accuracy, timing and tactical skill. And like with all sparring sessions, they'd be able to practice their technique and skills to see exactly how they'd fare in real combat. Therefore, incorporating sparring and reaction-based drills at various degrees of difficulty would sharpen your reflexes and coordination. Practicing blocking, evading, countering, feigning, all of these skills with the blade in the body do one very important thing. They make the muscle memory react. And this is necessary because in combat you can't think. Everything needs to be instinctive, otherwise you're going to be too slow and your head's going to come off. Simulating these battle conditions with your brothers would get you ready for the real thing, though obviously not at 100%. This is why, with the more skill that you accrue, the more dangerous and realistic your sparring sessions should be. Warriors not made their entire life by always avoiding combat, always only training. They actually have to experience it at one point or another. For example, if we're talking Muay Thai, an actual fight goes a long way. I'm not talking street fight here, but in a ring with controlled variables to make sure that you're not seriously damaged. The same can be said for wearing armor and fighting with real weapons. But of course, you'd have to be a million times better than the average person and still careful and precise enough to make sure that you create those cool in-movie moments where the sword stops right before it slices the neck. Now, due to being monks but also warriors, their diet had to reflect their monastic duties and their military prowess. 3 times a week, Templars were allowed to eat meat, such as beef or bacon even, in order to gain the energy and fuel necessary for combat and muscle repair and development, even though at the time they believed that meat corrupted the body. Yet even still, portions were generous to make sure that the warrior was well fed, energized and strong in order to be ready for training and real combat. As we all know here, protein-rich foods help build and recover muscle at far greater rates than any other kind of food out there. Having a protein-rich diet usually means that you develop more muscles than your carb or fat counterparts. Even the Templars' Eastern counterparts do the exact same thing. Shaolin monks are allowed to eat meat, unlike regular monks that have to be fully vegetarian. And even though they had no clue why, they knew that protein was an absolute necessity, especially in the form of animal produce. On other days though, Templars would eat way more modestly, relying on vegetables, bread, milk and cheese, with pottage or vegetable stews as staples to their diet. Fasting was also observed on Fridays and certain holy days, often substituting dairy with almond milk and relying on salted fish for sustenance. Eating lighter like this, especially on your rest days, can help the body promote a more balanced diet and a more balanced level of nutrition. Not eating meat, not consuming fats, but eating lighter foods in general can help the body focus less on digesting and more on repair. Our bodies are singularly magnificent, and they can do things even without energy that you'd be surprised. I mean, think about it. Our livers can literally regrow. This central devotion to God emphasized faith, humility, and service. All of this guided by a strict code of conduct due to the faith that the Templars had in their God. And because of this, they believed that their mission was a divine calling, even becoming completely tax exempt in the Christian world and being endorsed directly by the Pope. Their spiritual discipline fostered mental resilience and inner strength, keeping them focused directly on their purpose even when faced with adversity. A way you can embody this is by setting meaningful goals and understanding your own purpose and worth to the world. Practicing a form of meditation or even prayer can center your mind and focus it in order to train and achieve the things that you desire, so long as those things that you desire actually bring good and value to the world and your own community. And in a more literal sense, purpose-driven training can give sense and meaning to every gym session. Let me give you an example. The next time you go and train, really focus on that mind to muscle connection. Really think and really feel how that muscle is stretching and contracting, how it develops and how it feels under tension. You'll find that obtaining that additional boost of efficiency can greatly help muscle growth just by focusing and really thinking about it as you're doing it. Though maybe even more than devotion, their brotherhood and their creed, the loyalty they displayed between one another, built the Templars from the ground up. This camaraderie was their key to strength in battle. And with this loyalty and trust came belonging and unity. The cool thing is, the Templars quite literally did everything together. Like this, they genuinely fostered a real brotherhood of trust and discipline alongside one another. They would train, eat, think, and even die together. They knew that having brothers and men beside them that they experienced literal hell with meant that even if they didn't like somebody, they could respect them and entrust them with their lives. Here's a Knights Templar inspired weekly workout routine focusing on building strength, endurance, and resilience, mirroring their balance of physical conditioning and disciplined lifestyle. Each day focuses on aspects of fitness relevant to a medieval warrior's training needs. Monday, strength and endurance training. Your focus is full body strength and stamina. Perform bodyweight exercises like push-ups, squats, and lunges in high reps to build foundational strength and endurance, preparing the body for a prolonged exertion in heavy armor. Tuesday, sword and shield conditioning. Your focus is upper body and grip strength. Use a weighted object or a real shield if available for exercises that mimic sword and shield handling, like weighted swings, overhead holds, and grip training. Wednesday, endurance march and hill climbs. Your focus today is on cardiovascular endurance and lower body strength. Take a weighted walk or ruck march, preferably on uneven terrain or hills, to build lower body strength and simulate the long marches Templars would undertake in armor. Thursday, core and balance work. Your focus is on core stability and balance. Engage in planks, farmer carries, and single leg exercises to strengthen the core and improve stability, crucial for maneuvering in battle. Friday, your focus is on sparring and agility drills. Perform agility ladder drills, shuttle runs, and controlled sparring or shadow boxing to improve speed, reflexes, and coordination under pressure. Saturday, weighted carries and functional strength. Your focus is on functional full body strength. Carry a heavy object, sandbag or kettlebell over a set distance, focusing on posture and grip. This simulates carrying gear and building strength for heavy loads. On Sunday, rest and reflection. Recovery and mental discipline is your focus today. Use this day for light stretching, walking, and mental exercises like meditation or visualization. Reflect on discipline and purpose, central to the Templar mindset. The Knights Templar weren't just physical warriors, they were spiritual ones as well. Their strength came from unwavering faith, knowing that no matter what, God had their back and was leading them righteously to the correct path. Training like a Templar means embracing purpose and living for something larger than life. Having purpose like this can ignite a fire in even the most dim candles. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video when it's coming up. And in the comments below, let me know any other warrior casts throughout history or any information that you might have that I might need. Until next time.